third question is coming from Greg Bezina.
Thank you very much. I'll pose my question to the leader of the Marijuana Party, Mark Boris St. Maurice. My question is about health care. The population is aging. The technology required for health care is much more expensive, and health care in itself is much more expensive. I'd like to know if you think that our health care is a significant problem, if we have with it, and what your party would do to improve our health care system.
Well, there are several positive impacts on health with the Marijuana Party program. One being the increased revenue, as I explained earlier. The other being an increase in safety for marijuana users' health, as the black market right now offers marijuana that has dubious quality and can often have dangerous byproducts in it. In a legal structure, we will be able to reduce the negative impacts on marijuana users' health. The other application is medical marijuana, which is not being exploited to its full potential for one reason, because there's a ban on recreational use. So if we lift that ban and open up more research and more ideas into the use of medical marijuana, we can also help address issues such as the elderly being over-medicated and the effects of over-medicating the elderly on their liver. Well, if medical marijuana could have some applications there, it would certainly ease the strain on all of the healthcare system. And of course, taxation from recreational marijuana will also generate even more revenue, which can be, as we do with cigarettes and alcohol, that revenue from taxed marijuana can be used to help pay for the healthcare system. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Sandra Smith, the Marxist-Leninist position on healthcare.
Well, it's said that healthcare is the #1 priority of Canadians, and of course this is because of the serious situation that ordinary Canadians are facing across the country with the crisis in the healthcare system, in the hospitals. At the same time, the home care system is not in place, and all of us are the ones who have to pay the price for this. But I think the most essential thing is that healthcare is a right. And there's huge controversy on the world scale, whether right to health care, education, economic rights, housing, whether they are recognized as rights of human beings. And all the theories of development, even the ones that are pretending to oppose white man's burden across the world nowadays, actually consider that people are the problem. That people are a nuisance. Otherwise, the fact that we have so many older people in the society, the fact that we have all the wealth of the society and science and technology, it could all be made to serve people. But because healthcare is not recognized as a right, as a result, we have these problems. So the #1 priority of healthcare has to be, first of all, to make sure that our rights are recognized in this country.
Thank you very much. Next on healthcare, Ashley Deans of the Natural Law Party.
Thank you. The first thing that every Canadian has to realize is that we do not have a healthcare system in Canada today. We have a disease care system. And the disease care system is being overwhelmed by people falling sick because of violations of natural law in their daily life. The Natural Law Party will introduce the Vedic approach to health, which consists of prevention-oriented health education programs and prevention-oriented natural medicines without harmful side effects that have been scientifically proven to reduce disease by at least 50%. When we consider that we can actually prevent more than 50% of all diseases, we see here the key to solving our healthcare problem. The modern approach has terrible side effects. The 4th leading cause of death in Canada today are iatrogenic diseases, diseases caused by the interventions of modern medicine and by the poisonous side effects of allopathic drugs. So we need to have a prevention system that prevents people falling sick and has been scientifically proven to work. And this is what the Vedic approach to health provides.
Thank you, Mr. Deans. Miguel Figueroa, the Communist Party's position on healthcare.
Well, first of all, the so-called crisis in the healthcare system in this country, in our view, is largely an artificially created one. In fact, the share of the gross national product, the GNP, that goes into healthcare in Canada is actually lower than most of the other G7 countries, particularly the United States. And Canada is a very wealthy, productive country. There's no reason why we can't guarantee health and universally accessible health care for all Canadians. The fact of the matter is, however, that there are vested interests, primarily the US-based hospital corporations and the private insurance companies that are desperately attempting to create and foment a crisis in our healthcare system to pry it open for private profit. What steps would be needed to guarantee our system? Well, first of all, we have to look at the question of the current fee-for-service system for doctors. That question certainly needs to be opened and reviewed. Funds need to be put back into the system as a whole. But we also have to look at the Drug Patent Act, which was passed by the former Mulroney government, which was a massive giveaway to the transnational pharmaceutical corporations. That bill must be repealed.
Thank you very much. Dr. Joan Russo of the Green Party.
The Green Party supports a universally accessible, publicly funded, not-for-profit healthcare system. But also, we must pay attention to environmentally induced diseases and poverty-related health problems. We find that there's more and more interest in the Green Party now because of Walkerton. People realize that the environmentally induced diseases are absolutely crucial, and we've got to have a time of prevention and precaution. Also, poverty-related health problems. Poverty is considered to be the major determinant of health problems. And someone was mentioning earlier that we don't have international law in place. There is international law in place. It's just that Canada ignores it. There is, under the International Covenant of Social and Economic and Cultural Rights, the right to health, the right to housing, the right to food is enshrined. The thing is that the governments, successive governments in Canada, have failed to implement and recognize these rights. There must be change. It's a time for precaution and prevention and giving $3 billion from the military budget to the healthcare system.
Thank you very much, Dr. Russo. And finally on this question, Paul Hellyer of the Canadian Action Party.
Well, it's only beginning to be understood just how much damage the Chrétien Martin budget of 1995 actually did to our healthcare system. It reduced it from the best in the world to one that needs a lot of fixing. And there are a lot of things that are going to have to be done and have to be done very quickly to get it back up to standard. But I think there's a problem that I alluded to earlier as far as international jurisdiction is concerned. We have looked at the NAFTA treaty very closely, and the best legal advice that we can get is that under NAFTA, healthcare is not protected. And it's just a matter of time until US healthcare providers, for-profit providers, are coming in and demanding the same subsidies that are given to our healthcare providers here in Canada. At the same time, the government has put healthcare and education on the table of the World Trade Organization latest round of negotiations. And they're going to open the door wide up for-profit education and healthcare providers from all over the world. That is not the Canadian way.
Thank you very much, Mr. Hellyer. And now we're on to a new topic.